Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Mr. Butter, coming back at you. I'm shooting this on the day that the Jordan 3 Wizards came out. I actually wasn't able to reserve a pair of these at my local Finish Line. Fortunately, my good buddy Silent Z reserved a pair, and he let me grab his to make this review for y'all. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. I say it over and over again, I love seeing a color-coordinated box. We've been seeing it with a lot of the threes lately, where it has the elephant print on one side, then it's color coordinated to the shoe. I think the first one I recall seeing it on was the Georgetown threes, and a lot of threes since then. On the Reimagined pair, we didn't get a box like this, but for most threes recently, we've been getting boxes like this, and I like being able to look at the box and know what shoe's in there without having to open it up, so I'm digging this. I like how they also made the Jumpman bronze, just like we'll see it on the shoe as well. The tag reads Air Jordan 3 Retro, and the colors are white and metallic copper. I believe on sneakers and on Nike, they referred to the color as True Blue, which was one of the OG colorways of the Jordan 3, but I guess this is a little bit different from those. This is more like the Wizards pair that Jordan actually wore whenever he played for the Wizards after coming out of retirement. This is a size 11.5, and I think retail on these was 210 bucks. I definitely want them for my own collection, and I was able to order my size from the Finish Line website. Most of the time, my Finish Line gets all of these GRs and gets a lot of pairs of them, but they only had 2 sizes this time. And here they are. I really like these. I don't know if the original Wizards PE pair that Jordan actually wore, I don't know if they had that bronze or metallic copper, whatever they called it, on the box, but I don't know if they had those bronze accents, but I know I really love them on this pair. I think I already said that I wanted this pair for my collection. Part of the reason being because when I was a kid, I went to a bunch of Bullets games. I've been to Wizards games since. I've never really liked them as my team, but when I was a kid, we would go if good teams were swinging through. I really liked the Hornets. When I was a kid, I went and saw the Hornets play there a couple of times. I've seen them play the Suns. But like I said, this was back when they were the Bullets. More recently, I've gone with my brother and my wife, and we've seen the Wizards play the Cleveland Cavaliers when LeBron was there. It was the year that they won the championships. Kyrie was on the team, Kevin Love. I really liked that team at that time. So seeing them play in person, that was pretty dope. And too, LeBron hit a three-pointer falling out of bounds to go into overtime, I think, and then Cleveland came back and won. But it was a real tight game, and it was a lot of fun to watch in person. I do feel like I have a little bit of a connection to the Wizards and the Bullets, just because when I do want to go see a basketball game, that's where I'm going to see it. So even though they're not my team and I'm not rooting for them all the time, I wanted the shoes just because of that, and the fact that it's basically a redo of a player PE that Jordan wore, that he played in. And not only that, but I've never had the True Blue threes, and this definitely gives me the same vibes as the True Blue threes do. I think that those had red where the bronze is, and other than that, I think these are really close to the True Blues. But all that out of the way, even forget all that stuff, these are just dope looking. I really like these. I would say the quality is close to that of the Reimagined threes that just came out. And even the shape of them, it's really nice. I like it when threes are just kind of like a gradual slope, and that's what you get with these. The toe box isn't a real sharp 90 degree, and it doesn't come up real high. I just think that these look really nice. Another area that I noticed I really like the shape is up around the collar. It's really nice and kind of thin, like almost gives you the feeling that like an 11 would up around the collar, but this feels like it has like memory foam in it or something, and the liner is really silky feeling. So I think these go crazy. I think they look real good. I love the color blue. For multiple reasons, I wanted my size in my collection. So even though I couldn't reserve a pair to get them in hand the day of the release, I'm really pumped to have my own size coming. I hope they turn out as good as these, because at first glance, the QC looks on point with these. Getting into the review, we got a standard Jordan 3 tread pattern. I like how around most of the perimeter, it's just this nice shade of gray. I don't know if that's wolf gray or what gray that is, but it's a darker color of gray, so I'm digging that. At the midfoot, we've got some Jordan branding in that metallic copper color, and I think that looks nice against that white background. And then we have more of that metallic copper color here under the forefoot where we have our pivot point. And there at the front of the outsole, we get all those nice sharp stars. I think they look good in that gray color. Coming up to the midsole, you can see that we have areas of white painted foam and then this blue color painted foam. I don't know if it is true blue because they don't have the blue color labeled on the box. But like I said, on the sneakers app, I think they referred to this as true blue. So it definitely looks close to true blue in my humble opinion, but I can't say for certain that's what it is. Surrounding that air unit, we have white painted foam, and it looks nice and clean. And I think it's just white inside of that visible air unit. But all of the paint, both the white and that blue color, I think it looks really clean, and I really like how it came out. But getting to the upper of the shoe, obviously this is a 3. It's got that elephant print all over it. On this pair, it seems like the elephant print matches up good enough. I've never really had an issue with elephant print not matching. That doesn't really grind my gears the way a lot of people were getting mad about it. But this elephant print does seem pretty even from one shoe to the next. But you see that up here towards the front of the shoe, here where those plastic eye stays are, and then wrapping around the heel at the base. And that's just a classic feature that we always get on 3s. Underneath that elephant print on the front of the shoe, we just get this overlay of a smooth white leather, and it feels decent to the touch. It's not like buttery or anything, but it seems like it's fine material. And then the base of this upper is just a tumbled white leather. And again, both shoes seem like they match up pretty well. It seems like we have the same texture from one shoe to the next. And that doesn't really bother me, but I think some people would probably be interested in that. But it's got a nice tumbled effect. Again, it's not super buttery or anything, but it's a decent material, and I think it looks great. At the base of the eye stays, we have some of that metallic copper, and I really like those little accents. Those are just little plastic hits, and you have the extra holes so that you can kind of get a custom fit. Then, as I mentioned before, we have blue plastic hits. Looks like it matches the midsole and the sock liner. And that's in that area where we see the elephant print. But I think that looks dope. And then we have more blue plastic hits on the eyelets there by the collar at the very top. The tongue is just a smooth white leather. And it has perforations there at the base, which matches this leather up by the collar that also has a little perforations in it. At the top, it's just a solid smooth white leather, and it's got a Jumpman embroidered on in that metallic copper color, bronze color, whatever they called it. I really love that color against the white. I think it looks really nice, and it just complements the blue well. I would have never picked those two colors together, but it definitely works out pretty well on here. On the back, we have this white rubberish, plasticish heel tab like we're used to getting on 3s, and it's got the Jumpman and the Air branding in that true blue color. Looks nice and clean. And as mentioned, we have a sock liner in that blue color, and I really can't say how much I love how nice and thin this is up around the collar. I just think that looks great. But it really feels like it's got like memory foam in there. So even though it's thin, I think it's going to be really comfortable because of how padded it is. And it's also just a really nice silky smooth material. but I like this. These have a really high-end feel to them, in my opinion. But that was a pretty quick look at these. Shout out to my buddy Silent Z for letting me look at his pair. I can't wait to get mine in hand. I hope they came out as good as these did. Let me know if you passed on these or if you grabbed a pair, and let me know what you think about them. I appreciate y'all watching so much, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.